whenever you write out your version of what success means to you, when you take the time to actually do that, one of the first steps you're going to have to realize is you're going to have to become brutally honest with yourself and become aware of where you're currently at. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Hey, it's Dan Brzezowski. Wanted to welcome you back to the podcast, The No Comfort Zone. This is your reality check. Check this out. I'm reading a new book. Shocking. True story. The name of the book is called The 7-Minute Setup, and it's by Frank J. Lopes. He's a marketing executive. He's in the automobile industry. He's an influencer, and I took time to check him out on Facebook, and I've been following him for a while, and every day I'm getting texts from him now to his tribe that basically actually talks about goals. And in the point of the book that I'm at right now, which resonates 100% with the No Comfort Zone mindset, the blueprint that I created to learn from your failures and move towards success, he talks about it. You're going to have to be brutally honest with yourself, and you're going to have to be aware of where you're currently at and what you currently don't have. And that's what this podcast is all about today. Being brutally honest, becoming aware, and knowing where you're lacking and what you need in order to move forward. A long time ago, when I was a sales trainer, I learned something called the Cash Analysis System. Cash, K-A-S-H, spelled differently, but phonetically correct. Cash, K-A-S-H, knowledge, attitude, skills, and habits. If you're having a conversation with a salesperson, manager, your spouse, somebody that you work with, and you're coaching them and you're mentoring them, you're trying to bring them to the next level, if they're not where they want to be, if they have clear defined written goals and they're not getting the results that they're looking for, it's going to fall into one of those categories: knowledge, attitude, skills, or habits. You have to identify which one is it. Believe it or not, a lot of the time it's going to be attitude. And I'm not going to say all the time, but a lot of time it's the attitude. And the reason I say that, because with the right attitude, the right opportunities show up. Those opportunities show up. You make decisions. Those decisions turn into actions. Those actions turn into results. And 9 times out of 10, when you make enough actions and get some results, success and failure, you're going to be on your trajectory to where it is that you're looking to go, otherwise known as success. So what I'm saying is, if you're not aware of where you're currently at, for example, Frank mentions in his book, there's different categories in your life: spirituality, monetarily, physically fit, business, community, relationships. Just like any other person that helps you to achieve your goals, they're going to actually talk about the areas in your life that you should really focus on. And one of those areas affects all of the areas and vice versa. So what I want you to focus on now is I want you to look at yourself in one category. Just look at one category, whatever that may be, whatever is true for you. And if you just don't feel 100% like you're going in the right direction, you've got to ask why. What are you lacking in that area? And then what I want you to do is I want you to put the cash analysis system into place. K-A-S-H. You identify, is it a knowledge issue? Is it an attitude issue? Is it a skills issue or a habit issue? Because if you have the right attitude, it affects everything else. If you have the right habits, it affects everything else. Some of those skills, you can have all the skills in the world, but if you're not applying them, which comes down to habits, you're not going to get any success. And you could know everything there is to know about your industry, about your relationship, about yourself. You could know everything. You could know that you're 35 pounds overweight, but you do nothing about it. If you don't apply it, you're not going anywhere. And that ties directly into another part of the blueprint that I talk about, the 4 E's, which we'll talk about at another time. In the 7-minute setup, Frank goes on to say that basically you look at things in categories of 7. So 7 years from now, where do you want to be? 7 months from now, where do you want to be? 7 weeks, 7 days, 7 minutes, you get the idea. And it's a great concept because he uses the technology of, instead of pushing towards your goals, which he's done, and he's had successes and failures, and I highly recommend you check the book out. I'll try to put a link in the bottom so you can have access to it. But I really want to share it with you, is that he has a good concept when he talks about, instead of pushing towards your goals, being pulled because you have this 7-year plan. You have a 7-month plan, 7-week plan, 7-minute plan. And the managing those minutes and moments to get you to small successes will equal towards the greater good, like my momentum cycle, like I talk about again on my blueprint. It ties really well together, and I find this to be very true. When you align yourself with like-minded people, you're going to achieve certain results in your life that are what you're looking for because you're around those like-minded people. Like attracts like. And if you're around people that hold you accountable virtually or personally, your actual relationships that you have, or the relationships that you have via social media. But if you hold yourself accountable, you really can't go wrong because you're going to constantly be taking action towards your goals. And the biggest problem that I see is people don't want to face that awareness. They don't want to really look in the mirror and see what they do or don't have. Now, I'll be the first to admit, Dan, how could you have a podcast about success when you're not where you want to be? It's not about that. I'm always going somewhere. I'm always going to be working on me. Whether that be trying to lose another 30 pounds, whether it's getting debt free, which I'm close to doing on both, or increasing my income goal for my work, or increasing my client base. There's so many different things to look at, but from where I was at to where I'm going, I had a brief conversation with somebody yesterday in a car on the way to work. And from where I was at, in 2007 to where I'm at in 2021, it's mind-blowing that the fact that I've made it from point A to point B. And that's all I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to help people understand that you don't have to get into this level of self, depression and anxiety and fear and lack and have absolutely nothing. You can have things, but you're going to have to do things in order to get that. And it all starts with the mindset. I changed my mindset and I changed my life. And that's what I'm hoping for you. Drugs, alcohol, pharmaceuticals, doctors, medication, addicted to work, addicted to Netflix, addicted to smoking cigarettes, to vaping, to addicted to your phone. A lot of these things that are self-destructive when it goes to achieving your goals. And that's what I really like about Frank's book, because the 7-minute setup aligns very well with my No Comfort Zone blueprint. And if you need more information, go to dan@thenocomfortzone.com. Love to hear from you. Just hit me an email. Hey, I'm listening to the show. Here's what's going on in my life. Here's the way it works best. And I'll respond via email, via video, whatever you want me to do. Give me 3 things you're looking for in life that you want a little bit of direction or help for. I'll apply the principles of the blueprint, of the No Comfort Zone Reality Check blueprint, get your mindset right, and I guarantee you're going to have success. I absolutely guarantee it. And the second thing is 3 things that might be holding you back. What are your excuses? What are the reasons or the things that you believe are holding you back? Let's identify those. And if you want to take it one step further, you can go to thenocomfortzone.com. Thenocomfortzone.com. There's a picture of me up there. There's a calendar. Jump on the calendar. I'll give you a phone call, 20 minutes. We'll spend on the phone. I'll go over the blueprint. I'll listen to what you have to say, and I'll help you out. That's what it's all about. Somebody helped me out a long time ago. And then for about 10 years or so, I just kind of went on cruise control and became the worst part of average. And then I was back to the same place I was before. Regret, fear, failure, all those places, until I started to realize that I became aware I was at. I identified how I got there. I also identified what it is that I wanted out of my life. And I decided these are the things I'm willing to do, and I'm not going to settle for anymore. And I took massive action. That's the very first part of my blueprint, AIDA. And from there, I just kept taking action and kept getting myself uncomfortable. And that's what the No Comfort Zone Challenge is. Finding ways to keep you off balance and uncomfortable so that you can achieve balance in your life by putting yourself through your own reality check. You look in the mirror, what do you see? When you compare yourself to the ideal version of yourself, what do you have? It becomes really interesting when you look at your life that way. I believe life is a competition. And they call it the human race for a reason. I want you to understand something, that I absolutely believe in you, and I believe with aligning yourself with a guy like Frank Lopes, with reading a book like The 7-Minute Setup and some of the other stuff, some of the other books that I've mentioned in this podcast. I believe that you can actually achieve a better version of yourself, and that's all I'm trying to do, is help people go from where they're at, identifying what's going on in their life, helping them with decisions, taking some action, and then getting them on the right trajectory so they can start to be happy, so they can start to feel fulfillment. They can have purpose in their life, whatever that may be. And then in doing so, I want people to spread the word of the No Comfort Zone. I do want it to become a movement because, quite frankly, people have been talking about it for years. Life begins outside of your comfort zone, but everyone's so damn comfortable, they get stuck in average, and next thing you know, they're, doing things that are self-destructive, as I have done. When I took the No Comfort Zone principles from all the memes seriously, and I really looked into it, I found something. I found some magic in there. And that magic has helped me go from point A to point B. Just wanted to share that with you today. Hopefully you become aware. And more importantly, remember, you're doing this for everybody else in your life. You're doing it for yourself, but the results that you're going to get are impact everybody else around you. So it's my hope that you really take this seriously. You do the things necessary for you to be successful. And if you need some help, go to thenocomfortzone.com. Hit me up at dan@thenocomfortzone.com. Or even if you want to do this, just go to Apple iTunes and hit me up with a super kick-ass review that you're listening to the show. You like what you're hearing, and it resonates with you. I'd love to get that, a 5-star review and a nice 5-star rating and a kick-ass review. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for all the listeners that are out there. Had no idea this podcast was going to blow up to where it is today, but I greatly appreciate you listening, and I'm here for you. Until we meet, again, do me a favor. Get outside of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.